6 o'clock, we'll call our meeting to order. Sarah, will you do the roll call, please?
John Hardy.
Here.
Linda Barnhart.
Present.
Eric Goff. McKenna Norton. Tim Lewis.
Present.
Daniel Gant. Michael Bush.
Here.
Donald Truitt. Troy Derrick.
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Approval of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Bush, second by Mr. Hardy, to approve the agenda as submitted. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Do we have anyone to speak under the open governmental?
Bill Steptoe signed up for Sunshine Law.
Okay, approval of the meeting minutes.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bush,
I second it.
second by Mr. Hardy, to approve the meeting minutes as submitted. All those in favor?
Aye.
Abstain due to absence.
Okay, let the record show there's just one abstention by Mr. Lewis due to absence. Okay, we have several public hearings this evening. We'll go through those as quickly as we can without leaving any pertinent information off. I would ask that if you have more than one person speaking for the project or against the project, that you try to consolidate your input so that we can move along with the rest of the meeting. The first public hearing is Dry Run Estates.
Yes, this public hearing is a request for concept plan advancement. The project is Dry Run Estates, file 2503-068. The developer is Land LLC and the engineer is Cheat Road Engineering. It's located in the Hedgesville District, tax map 38, parcel 15. The site's located off Shellbark Lane, which is approximately 350 feet west of the intersection of Dry Run Road and the I-81 southbound exit 14. The developer is proposing 95 single-family lots and 244 townhome lots on 57.61 acres to be served by public water and sewer. At the May 19th, 2025 Planning Commission meeting, the developer was granted a waiver to Article 5, Section 505, Subsection 5, and Table 5-3 of the Subdivision and Land Use Ordinance to reduce the required single-family detached lot width from 75 feet to 65 or 70. On June 2nd, 2025, County Engineer Doug Smith deemed the above-mentioned project compliant with the subdivision ordinance. The concept plan meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance. Therefore, staff recommends approval of the concept plan and advancement to the detailed site plan stage.
Okay, do we have anyone to represent the project, Dry Run Estates?
Yes, ma'am. My name's Scott Copen. I'm with Cheat Road Engineering.
Okay, thank you. Okay, again, this is a public hearing. If you have questions or comments that you'd like to make regarding Dry Run Estates, now's your opportunity to come forward and have those known at this time. Let the record show that there's no one to speak from the public.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Hardy, to close public hearing for Dry Run Estates. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of Mr. Copeland or of the staff?
Scott, I know in here it says that they're not planning on selling lots until 2026. It's going to be phases on this thing, so is it, do you know how many years they're anticipating? 2028. That would, right, and then that would give the county school system more time to look at infrastructure for, or the schools that in that area. I mean, we did get a pretty detailed letter from them stating that the schools that service those areas are at or near capacity, but that would give them 3 years to put something together.
Well, let's also understand that those students that are coming to those homes does not mean they're going to public schools. We have seen a huge rise in students going to charter schools and private schools, home schools, and so that does not mean that all of those students will be impacting the public schools. I'm sure a fair amount of them will, but there's going to be a percentage of them that will go to an alternative learning.
There's also a percentage of that won't.
Correct.
Right.
restriction of what that is. Those numbers. Developers in the like not every house there is becoming a burden on the school. But you know, I think it's a majority percent.
Yes. Through the school board's numbers themselves, they've been growing by about 83 students a year for the past 10 years. So that does show that some of in our community, we are having people come to our community that do not have school-age children, or their children may be seeking alternative education. So that doesn't mean that it will be that, complete impact. It will be some impact, but it won't be a complete impact.
There's a big plug that's going through the school system, like fourth, fifth grade. That's pushing through, whether that's the big plug that's causing the problem.
I think we had a meeting with the superintendent of schools. Laura was there, and he didn't really know how many were going to charter schools. So they now have a better idea of it?
Well, that's all tracked through the Hope Scholarship, so in reimbursements and payments. And so there is the State Board of Education does have numbers of where students are going, if they're going to outside the state, or if they're staying in state and going to a private school or a Christian school or a charter school or home school. There's even micro schools. There's lots of different alternative educations. There's virtual academies. I mean, there's lots of different places.
He didn't seem to know any of that, though, when we met with him.
Well, they have a beginning number and an end number that they usually work through the beginning of the year and the end of the year.
Any other questions from the planning commission members?
Just to Doug, any update from the Department of Highways since your last update to the members?
There hasn't been any decision made. There's been resubmittals, revisions, that different suggestions. Traffic signal was not looked at favorably. Entrance ramps and not enough queuing. Left turn due, more than likely harvest number two. DOH was not thrilled about that suggestion. Now the suggestion is that around that. Did not see my conversations with they weren't jumping up and down and being ecstatic about that one either. What was mentioned was, well, if traffic's that bad, we'll just restrict access on welfare down. So I haven't pushed anymore because there's also been brought to us right across the street, Dot Drywood, 81 South off ramp. There's a large food station, convenience store that's being proposed there. And today I was just asked to have a meeting tomorrow adjacent to this property. There's 99 townhome lots coming off of the subdivision. This is going to get interesting. You're going to have to all but take all that into account. The three people there, I would say. I don't know. I mean, the problem you have is the hospitals down there. You trying to keep reflecting. So that's where we are. It's kind of sitting back, waiting for the DOH to see. The roads, entrance roads coming in are one's a Harp Road and the other is still a county road, Elbart. What is it? Van, sorry. Van is a Harp Road. All those will have to get improved.
Thanks, Doug.
Yeah, I had one. So did we settle on with the waiver and exception 75, 65, or 70?
It's just based on prototypes.
Okay, all right.
It's the same area that I think that this is. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it's just the width is the only thing.
okay.
Just based on home place.
Mr. Copeland, do you have anything you want to add to it?
This project for me reminds me of the dual mandate of this commission is to consider the comprehensive plan and the subdivision regulations. And, that's even part of the concept plan of discussion of the comprehensive plan. In the most recent iteration, Chapter 7 addresses transportation, providing an efficient and well-maintained transportation system to maximize the accessibility and safe movement of people and goods. Chapter 9B provides for an assurance that vital public educational services will be provided for the county's rapidly growing population. Given the comments of the Board of Education in this project and previous projects, I really fail to see much assurance that education will be provided here, and there are probably more questions that need to be asked there. The second is as to the transportation. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shellbark is a dead-end road, and when I go and look at the two entrance requirement, the purpose of the two entrance requirement is so that the design will not unduly cause traffic or emergency response delays in the event of a single access point being closed. And while I understand that there are two separate entrances here, this is the first project I've seen in my time on the commission that have been based at the end of a dead-end road. And to me, I'm not really satisfied that there's been enough discussion given the satisfaction of the two entrance requirement. When I look at the available remedies of the concept plan, you either approve or remand the plan for comment, especially given the dire communication from the Board of Education, again, on this project and other. I would rather see this commission err on the side of caution, and let's ask the questions and have the information presented to make sure that we're really fulfilling this dual prong of subdivision compliance and comprehensive plan compliance.
Any additional questions or comments from the commission?
So what you're saying, sir, is you don't think that we should accept the recommendations of the staff of this concept plan, that it meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance? Do you think that it does not meet do you think it does not meet the requirements of the subdivision ordinance?
I don't know yet. I can't say that we are providing assurances about education and transportation, and I'd like to give the developer more of an opportunity to address those two specific pieces, the comprehensive plan and the subdivision plan. And I think an available remedy is simply to remand the plan back to the developer to allow those issues to be fleshed out.
Now, do you believe this, do you want to delay this because of the traffic issue or because of the education issue?
Both.
Are you reading from the comprehensive plan that is proposed?
No, this was the recent update.
When is proposed groundbreaking on this? You guys have any idea when you want to try to be breaking ground on this?
Way things are moving with the state. Other two projects coming probably process. All three parties know that we're opposite of all these ones. But forward and those traffic, no traffic mitigation have been now for traffic side hurts everybody. Both of that. But we also understand process is as long as water and sewer. But off of the concept plan here, not approving it, stops all of that. Stop prohibits us from constructing today, what comprehensive plan doesn't every comprehensive. But that's what we have to do to get approval. Site plans. So yeah, ideally it's like this, but I might ask.
You have the floor, sir.
Well, it's your time. I don't want to.
No, sir.
Step into your all's time. With regards to the public education, I don't know historically what the county's done for this body particularly. On the developer, obviously, my understanding.
And impact fees. And proposed impact fees.
Yeah. So, looking at this, so 39. Public education. Revenue. But I think inherently with elements of this type, that provides fix the problem.
But candidly, the comment time and time again is always that the county's already behind the 8 ball on capacity issues with everything from public infrastructure, transportation, healthcare, and education. And it's a long, complex process. It's far above my pay grade as far as the timing of new schools. Is there a new bond issue? Is this capacity within the bond issue that's already been passed, or is it not? How will impact fees affect that? I'm with you. I don't want to unnecessarily hold up progress. It's a good comment that, you know, you got to get certain boxes checked before you can move on to the next thing. But for me, if this isn't the perfect place to remand for more information, I'm not sure what the purpose of a concept plan is under the new subdivision ordinance. So again, I don't want to necessarily hold it up, but it seems like we need more information and people at the table, and the Board of Education has expressed an interest in having a seat at the table.
Mr. Gelgotti, do you have anything you want to add to that?
I'd like to add something.
Well, let me see if he has anything. Okay. Go ahead, Tom.
I think we're being very burdensome to this project. I don't, you know, I'm new back to the Planning Commission. I haven't been here for 6 years. I was here as a member. I'm now back as a county commissioner, and I think we are using the concept plan and using these education requirements to be unfair to this project. I don't know if this is a common thing that has been done for other projects, or if this is the first project where we're trying to draw a line in the sand, but I think we're being unfair to this project to ask them to stymie their project and stymie their process for information that we don't have because the Board of Education hasn't provided it. There's always going to be transportation issues. The transportation issues are a function of the state. They're not a function of the county. The education is a function of the state. It's not a function of the county. The county has addressed that through impact fees, which the education system will get part of that. So I think we're undue and burdening this project and drawing a line in the sand tonight where maybe we've blindsided these people a little bit. I understand your concerns, but just because there's 385 new homes does not mean that it's going to undo and unburden the education system. Doesn't mean there's going to be a bunch of little kids out there running around. Could be some older people. Kids could be going to alternative educations. And with the traffic part of it, our hands are kind of tied. And I do understand from what Doug says that this is going to have to be a group effort from all of the individuals and the organizations that are coming to do that. But with that being said, I think that we're being unfair and being burdensome to this project.
I appreciate what you're saying. I don't think there's a long track record on this because of the new subdivision regulations and the stages in the process. So a project of this size coming on the concept stage is rather new for me, and I believe for the subdivision ordinance. But for example, tonight, for the first time, I've heard that there are concerns about access to health care by the Department of Highways related to this project. And I've also learned tonight that there are other larger development projects that could be related to this and may exacerbate the education issue, may exacerbate the transportation issue. I think it's a perfect time to take a pause and let's put all of that on the same page and analyze all of it together. So I think we're saying the same thing, but I think that there is a mechanism in the subdivision ordinance to ask these questions now. And any developers on notice that the comprehensive plan will be analyzed because it's part of the application. So again,
So is this the new standard that this commission will take? That any large project that comes in here and the Board of Education has any questions or there's questions from DOH that will just stymie the project? Is that the new direction that we're going?
I think the expectation is that the parties involved need to come to this public hearing with the information.
So we're going to stymie his project because those people haven't come forward with the information that we need.
I think the developer had an opportunity to come to present rebuttals to the information or additional information.
Okay, I think we're at a dead end here. Let's take a motion. If you want to make a motion.
Madam President, I make the motion that we accept staff's recommendation on the concept plan that meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance of 2025. Therefore, staff recommendations approve the concept plan and advancement of detailed site plan stage.
Okay, do I have a second to that?
I'll second.
A second by Mr. Lewis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Okay, that leaves it to me to cast a vote. I think based on the history of this commission, I think we need to move it forward to see what happens. And, we'll have plenty of time to review it, different concepts of it as we go along. So the motion passes with a tie vote by Linda Barnhart. Okay. Next project is Liberty Business Park.
This public hearing's a request for concept plan advancement. The project is Liberty Business Park, file 2503-061. The developer is Shuba LLC, and the engineer is Integrity Federal Services. It's located in the Arden District, tax map 17, parcel 7.31. The project's located in the western quadrant of Banner Drive and Charlestown Road intersection. The project proposes a 3 commercial building development on 5.31 acres to be served by public water and sewer. No waivers or exceptions have been requested. On June 4th, 2025, County Engineer Doug Smith deemed the above-mentioned project compliant with the subdivision ordinance. The concept plan meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends advancement of the concept plan to the detailed site plan stage.
Thank you. Do we have anyone to represent the project?
Hello, I'm Ben Svedlow.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your last name.
Svedlow. It's SV as in Victor,
Oh.
ED, yeah.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Questions or comments regarding Liberty Business Park?
There's no one to speak. I make a motion, we close the public hearing.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Bush, to close public hearing due to lack of comment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing's now closed. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of the applicant's representative or of the staff?
Hearing none, Madam President, I make a motion that we advance the concept plan to detailed site plan stage.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Bush, second by Mr.
Barry?
Barrett, that's right. To advance the project forward to the concept plan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, the next public hearing is Caperton Boulevard Flex Space.
Yes, this public hearing is also a request for concept plan advancement. The project is Caperton Boulevard Flex Space, file 2503-075. The developer is Rental Properties LLC and the engineer is Fox and Associates. It's located in the Apecan District, Tax Map 2, Parcel 1.4. The project's located on the northeast corner of Harlan Springs Road and Caperton Boulevard. The project proposes a commercial development on 7.345 acres to be served by public water and sewer. No waivers or exceptions have been requested. On May 30th, 2025, County Engineer Doug Smith deemed the above-mentioned project compliant with the subdivision ordinance. The concept plan meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends advancement of the concept plan to the detailed site plan stage.
Okay, do we have anyone to represent that?
Gordon Poffenberg with Fox and Associates.
Thank you. Okay, questions or comments from the public regarding Caperton Boulevard Flex Space?
There's no one from the public. I make a motion, we close the public hearing.
I have a motion by Mr. Lewis to close public hearing,
Second.
second by Mr. Bush. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is now closed. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of Mr. Poffenberger or of the staff regarding Caperton Boulevard Flex Space?
There are no questions. I make a motion, we accept staff recommendations for advancement of the concept plan to the detailed site plan stage.
I have a motion by Mr. Lewis,
Second.
second by Mr. Barrett, to move the project forward to the detailed site plan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Public hearing is closed. The next public hearing is Vanville Church of Christ.
This public hearing is a request for concept plan advancement. The project is Vanville Church of Christ, file 2501-014. The developer is Vanville Church of Christ Trustees, and the engineer is CEC Inc. It's located in the Arden District, Tax Map 19, Parcel 27. The subject property lies on the northeast intersection of Airport Road and Classic Vanville Road. The project proposes a one-story, 10,500 square foot church building with parking facility on 7.71 acres to be served by public water and sewer. For an exception, the project fees were waived by the Berkeley County Commission on February 18th, 2025. On June 5th, 2025, County Engineer Doug Smith deemed the above-mentioned project compliant with the subdivision ordinance. The concept plan meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends advancement of the concept plan to the detailed site plan stage.
Thank you. Do we have anyone to represent the project?
Good evening. I'm Matthew Cloud. I'm one of the elders at Vanville Church of Christ. We lost the church of March 11th of 2023. We're just looking to put the church back on our property and serve our community.
This is a public hearing. Questions or comments regarding Vanville Church of Christ?
One from the public coming forward to speak. I make a motion, we close the public hearing.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Bush, to close public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing's now closed. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of the representative or of the staff?
Hearing none, Madam President, I make a motion to advance concept plan to detailed site plan.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Bush, second by Mr. Lewis, to advance the project forward to the detailed site plan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next public hearing is Tuscarora Presbyterian Church.
Yes, this is a request for waiver. The project is Tuscarora Presbyterian Church, file 2506-176. The developer is Jeff DeLong and the surveyor is Greg Yabernetsky. It's located in the Arden District, tax map 1, parcel 24. This site's located at 8278 and 8308 Tuscarora Pike, approximately 1.5 miles west from the intersection of the Interstate 81 interchange. The developer is proposing the subdivision of an existing 1.99 acre lot, which currently has two separate structures on the parcel. The developer is proposing a 0.90 acre parcel for the dwelling at 8278 Tuscarora Pike and a 1.09 acre parcel for the church building at 8308 Tuscarora Pike. Both structures are currently served by separate private septic systems and share a well. The 1.09 acre lot, which is 8308 Tuscarora Pike, is proposing a new well for the church building. The developer is requesting a waiver to Article 5, Table 5-6 of the Subdivision and Land Use Ordinance, requiring a minimum of 60,000 square feet for lots served by private well and septic. The existing septic systems located at 8278 and 8308 Tuscarora Pike were evaluated by the Berkeley County Health Department and determined to be operating correctly. In a letter from the Health Department, Michaela LeCoeur, Sanitarian 2, stated that the Berkeley County Health Department has no objection to the continued use of the septic systems, the sale of the well, or the drilling of a new well. The Health Department has requested that a new well be drilled for the church, which is proposed by the developer. Since the proposed lots are already improved and the Health Department is in favor of the subdivision, staff recommends approval of the waiver to Article 5, Table 5-6.
Okay, do we have anyone to represent the project?
Jeff DeLong with Tuscarora Presbyterian Church.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Questions or comments regarding this project can now be heard.
Madam President, if there's no one here from the public to speak on this project, I move that we close the public hearing.
Motion by Mr. Hardy, second by Mr. Lewis, to close public hearing due to lack of comment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is now closed. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of Mr. DeLong or of the staff?
Madam President, are there any questions? Madam President, if there's no questions, I move that we take staff's recommendation and approve the waiver of Article 5, Table 5-6.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Hardy, second by Mr. Lewis, to accept staff recommendation, and that is to approve the waivers. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Patriot Federal Credit Union.
This public hearing is a request for final plat approval. The project is Patriot Federal Credit Union, Spring Mills, file 2409-293. The developer is Patriot Federal Credit Union and the engineers Frederick Seibert and Associates. It's located in the Falling Waters District, tax map 14, parcel 20. The site's located at the northeast corner of Brown Road and Williamsport Pike. The developer is proposing a 2,895 square foot bank with a drive-through on 1.71 acres to be served by public water and sewer. The final plat meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends final plat approval. The county currently holds a $120,492 cash surety under the grading permit file 2411-0151.
Do we have anyone to represent Patriot Federal Credit Union?
Yes, Doug Stauffer with Patriot.
Thank you. Again, this is a public hearing. Questions or comments can be made at this time.
If no one to speak from the public, I make a motion we close the public hearing.
Motion by Mr. Lewis to close public hearing.
Second.
Second by Mr. Barrett. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing's now closed. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of the applicant or of the staff?
As we're moving right along.
Is that a motion?
Yes, Madam President, I'll make the motion that we take staff's recommendation. The final plat meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, and we will move to final plat approval contingent upon receipt of a surety in the amount of $300,560.26.
That's the wrong one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on Weber Spring. I'm sorry, sir.
You are moving right along.
I am, yeah. Madam President, I move we take staff's recommendations, and the final plat meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, and staff recommends the final plat approval. The county currently holds a $120,492 cash surety under granted permitted file number 2411-0151.
Okay, have a motion by Mr. Hardy, second by Mr. Lewis, to accept the staff recommendation, and that is to grant final plat approval and to still take into consideration the grading permit bond. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, Weber Springs.
This is a request for final plat approval. The project is Weber Springs Section 3, Phase 3B, lots 319 through 338 and 359 through 364. The file is 2503-086. The developer is Weber Springs LLC, and the surveyor is Roberts Land Surveying. It's located in the Mill Creek District, Tax Map 10, Parcel 18.5. This site's located along Middleway Pike, approximately 1,800 feet south of Sulphur Springs Road. This final plat proposes 26 townhouse lots on approximately 11.87 acres to be served by public water and sewer. The final plat meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends final plat approval contingent upon receipt of surety in the amount of $300,560.26. Plat to be released upon receipt of surety and developer's agreement.
Do we have anyone to represent the project?
Yes, Mike Roberts, represent the project.
Thank you. Public hearing, Weber Springs. Well, the only thing I see moving back there is your wife. She's fanning herself.
No one from the public to speak out on Weber Springs. I make a motion we close the public hearing.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Bush, to close public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing's now closed. Planning Commission members, how about you? Do you have questions of Mr. Roberts or of the staff?
I do have a question. How much more is left in Weber Springs?
One more section.
One more
I
section.
think there's 36 additional townhouse lots yet to be built
So after this, or this is the last?
after this.
After this, okay.
Any additional questions? If not, ready for a motion.
Motion that we accept staff recommendations for final plat approval contingent upon receipt of surety in the amount of $300,560.26. Said plat to be released upon receipt of surety and a developer's agreement.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Barrett, to accept staff recommendation. And that is to grant final plat approval contingent upon receipt of surety in the amount of $300,560.26. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Thank you. Okay, the last public hearing is DuPont Road Substation.
Yes, this is a request for detailed site plan approval. The project is DuPont Road Substation, file 2501-020. The developer is First Energy Corporation and the engineer is Kleinfelder, Inc. It's located in the Falling Waters District, tax map 14, parcel 44. The site's located on DuPont Road, approximately 0.35 miles southeast from its intersection with Williamsport Pike. This project proposes the construction of a new electrical substation on 1.4 acres. Water and sewer utilities are not proposed. The detailed site plan meets the requirements of the subdivision and land use ordinance, therefore staff recommends approval.
Do we have anyone to represent the project?
Josh Krebs with Kleinfelder.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Questions or comments, please, regarding DuPont Road Substation?
If there is no one from the public, I make a motion, we close the public hearing.
Motion by Mr. Lewis,
Second?
second by Mr. Hardy, to close public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing's now closed. Planning Commission members, how about you? Do you have questions of the applicant or of the staff?
Josh, hopefully this is a softball question for you. This is right next to the soccer fields, right? So maybe just to create a public record, are there any public health safety concerns that are associated with a power substation that are beyond my knowledge of engineering? All that's being taken into consideration. Any noise, health issues? Trust the engineer. All I have. Thank you.
Any further questions or comments from the Planning Commission? Ready for a motion?
A motion, we accept staff recommendations. Detailed site plan meets the requirements of subdivision and land use ordinance 2025. Staff recommends approval.
Motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Barrett. Right? Did you make them? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Well, how did we do? Did we get out of here in time for you to pick up?
I've got 3 minutes to spare.
Well, actually, you have a whole lot more than that if you're paying attention to that clock over there.
Yeah, for sure. Are we good? Do we need to do anything?
Do we have anything we want to talk about the comprehensive plan?
Working on getting them every little thing that they've been asking for in the meantime, but
Are we still on for the 17th or joint?
Now, what is that? The 17th?
17th, it's a workshop.
Joint work session. 1 to 3?
When and where?
I believe so.
Yes.
I'll send out a reminder.
Is that here?
It's in the multimedia room.
Move to adjourn?
I'm ready. Where is he? Okay, no further business to discuss. Have a motion by Mr. Bush to adjourn at, let's see, 6:43. Second by Mr. Lewis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?